reminds me over the Yass's house. I was over the Yass's one Sunday morning, boy. And old Papa Almond was over there, Albert, before he passed. You talking about some fun we had. He and Papa Yass's, they double-headed the piano, boy. And we danced there that morning till 9, 10 o'clock.
Well, hey everybody, it's Sunday and it's Basement Thoughts again, and along with what did I listen to this week? Listen, I got a couple of topics today, but I sat down last night, listened to some music. Oh, I popped open this bourbon, something new I tried to that I saw at Costco. I don't drink a lot, but once in a while I like a taste, and if I'm having problems sleeping. Anyways, I used a glass, and I came down tonight to find this glass, and that's what's sitting in there. What the hell's in that bourbon? That almost looks like some kind of syrup. Certainly separated. So anyways, we're gonna start the first leg of this here. Like I said, we're gonna go across. One of my daughters had connected me with a new place to buy CDs. I'm down to where buying them by bulk anymore is, just really not, I can't get what I want. I almost have to pick through. So this is up here specifically. This is my first Adele CD. I see a real theme between her and several other artists, Winehouse and somebody else. I mean, their sounds are pretty similar. I thought I liked Judas Priest. Well, this is a CD that I can tell you that I don't like. This was bought this week. I don't think I listened to this one. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a big Eric Clapton fan. That doesn't mean that he didn't put out music that I don't like listening to. I just never would have went out and bought his stuff. Joe Cocker was in that group. Here's a couple more. More of the bluegrass, or not bluegrass. I forget the theme. There's a bunch more I listened to. Let's go over here. This is the blues and bluegrass section and funk or whatever. Those three I got categorized together. So this is kind of what I listen to. This is just another person that I know a lot of you people like her. I just can't get into this lady. This was quite good. 2 CD set. Santana. Man, I just can't not buy a Santana CD. I've got lots of Santanas. This, I believe, is the same group. Yeah, it is. That's playing right now. Again, all the stuff I bought this week, they were $1 a CD. So these are here. A new Norah Jones that I didn't have. And I do like Norah Jones. Having some issues with my CD player that are annoying me. I've been trying to figure out how to get these videos over to SMSL because my warranty just ran out a week ago, and I've been trying to reach them for actually 2 months, but they're pretty hard to get a hold of. So here's another. It says Taylor Swift, but I swear this sounds like country to me. I didn't even realize that was Taylor Swift. So we're going over here to Big Band. Got Glenn Miller. This was good. This Tommy Dorsey was really good. I think I have one of the songs up this week. This is, some kind of orchestra. I don't know how, symphony. It didn't do a lot for me. I listened to both CDs. Here's another new one laying on the ground here. Here's my stack of CDs that I actually got to get to. Almost all of those are what I bought this week. But let's get over to the good section. These are things that are going to make it into my box here, which means I want them close by. Found this Aaron Neville. I'm keeping this out because that's going to be Tuesday's last track. This was really good to me. Here's a foreplay that I got. That was really good. In fact, on the foreplay, my first foreplay purchase was that first MQA CD. This was an eye-opener. I didn't give this guy much attention when I was younger, and I just recognized the name. And I pulled the disc out, make sure it was there, flip it over, perfectly like brand new. Yeah, no, I should be. If I see more of El Jarreau, I'm gonna buy it. And look, I put this up, David Sanborn. I can't remember if I bought this week. No, it must have been this week. I went to this store 3 times this week. So, and that was, most of what you're seeing in my area. My wife and I probably had 400 CDs or 500 CDs our own before I started this. Now we have easily 4 times that, and there's more hidden over there and that I just never gotten to. Surprisingly, not that many doubles. So, it was a good music week. I had a couple of injuries, which actually kept me down. So, the second half of the week, I did a lot of sitting and just listening to music, and which is not good when you're my age. So we're already up to 8 minutes, and there are some things I want to talk about. I know that I'm naive and that you all are, you've been in the world for the last 25, 30 years, and I have not. I've dedicated my life to trying to, raise yet another family and, just try to do the things that you're supposed to do. And I do try to put people first before me. So, when we're listening to music, that would be one of those rare instances when we're in the car on a road trip maybe, and I listen to what most other people listen to because, for Christ's sake, I don't want to hear their whining and crying about the selections I make, first of all. It's just easier to go with the flow, right? But now I don't have to do that anymore. In fact, let me say this. This is probably going to be another 20-minute video. I was getting kind of butthurt that nobody would come down here and share my excitement and enthusiasm. People come, but they come reluctantly, and they like it once they get here and relax. But it's like they feel they got to be doing something, always doing something, and this ain't it. So, that's my hobby, and I stopped fighting it, and I'm thinking, why do I want to give up my good seat? Which leads to this point, and I've dealt on this before. I'm trying to set this up my system up to where there isn't just one sweet spot. There's always going to be that one sweet spot, but I want to broaden it so that it can accommodate 2 chairs. Now I can go to either side of my system, and well, I can still hear the other side. It's quite full and enjoyable just being on one side, being off center. So, but I do need to, we're getting closer for that other chair to finally come in, and that will come downstairs. Now, whether I'm going to incorporate it in or wait till my wife retires, and if she does decide to come down and visit, then incorporate it. But I like my center spot here. I will be changing speakers up this year, this week. I started off playing the Heresies. I mean, I can come down here, and if those are on, those are just a wonderful speaker, especially when you get them off the ground. But then you go to the Cornwalls, were the second ones, and everything just opens right up. It's just a world of difference. I still think I'm looking for a pair of La Scalas, but by golly, if I could, when I can afford to, if I can find another pair of Cornwalls, I might just stay there right there. That's the only other improvement that I'm seeing about doing. The Heresies, the small ones, are lovely speakers, like I just said. If I don't know what's on, I have to go to the actual integrated amp and scroll to find out what I'm actually on, unless I get up and go listen to the speakers closer. Because imaging is, you can't tell which speaker's on. I'm telling you right now, you come and sit in my spot, you cannot tell which. You'll point to speakers, and most everybody will point to the Dunleavys here, and it's not them. It's never them. They're not even hooked up. So I'm gonna bring the Cyclops back in, the Lee Sungs, because I want to, with the new power cables, I don't think that I did the Lee Sungs on there, and I really want to hear the Lee Sungs. By far are the clearest speakers that I own. There's nothing in them. I mean, literally, I think it's just a speaker with wire hooked up to it, you know. So, but they are clear, and they're delightful. Great sound, great sound. Even better since I've added the rail. I mean, even the Dunleavys, the ones I just pointed out, those are acclaimed speakers, but they were always short on bass. And that's the big thing that I read about them. Is that's where they were short. But as far as the actual speaker itself, they're engineer quality speakers. So I'll bring that back in. So I'm still focused on the sound. If I didn't show you, well, let's hold off on that. I know I'm again naive, and these things I'm talking about, you already probably know, but maybe you just didn't think of them in these in this way. The best sound, and I said this in a video a few months ago, that I've heard this year came from a UE2 speaker underneath my car while I was cleaning the undercarriage. By far the best sound. That got me on this whole trip about sound. I was walking out of the garage a couple weeks ago, and my wife was in the garage playing music with her sound bar. She's got a sound bar in there, Bluetooth. And it was, not terribly loud, but it was loud. She likes her music loud, and it wasn't something that would drive me away. But I was walking to the mailbox, which is probably 30 yards away. And as I got halfway down that driveway, I realized that it was louder out there than it was in the garage. Which just got me, to thinking about more things. I have been trying to figure out I pulled the corn walls away from the back wall because you push them, as you're pushing them back in, you can hear the bass coming. Now the corn walls are not hooked up to the rail again. Because of the way the rail hooks up to the system, they're only going to be hooked up to one pair of speakers, directly to those speakers. I've been looking and trying to figure out how it is that sound comes. And my research has not led me to what I'm looking for. I'm that kind of person that needs to experience it, not just read it, but experience it. And the best I can figure out or understand is that the moment sound comes out of those speakers and horns, they're already trying to wrap themselves around the speaker, go backwards, go any way they can. And to my understanding, that's caused by the fact that it's just literally one molecule pushing off another molecule. It's like cue balls on a table. When you go to hit the rack, all of a sudden all of them feel the vibration. Anything around there spreads out to that way. And every one of those, if you had a bigger rack and a bigger rack and a bigger rack, like air molecules, that's going to be the same way. Hold on to that thought now. So if we take a rock and we throw it into a lake that is crystal, flat, no wind, and you see the ripples on top, that's the cause of that rock, right? So that's that speaker. So as that rock is falling down, it still has motion and it's still creating sound, and that sound is in the water now. And when it hits the bottom, it's finally hit, let's call it a bass trap. That's it. It's going to make that one final thump, and that's it. Now hold on to that thought. If we have an earthquake in the ocean, we have the reverse effect. Now we have upward pressure, and we have tsunami alerts going off everywhere. It's going to take time to get there, but it is going to get to these places at some level of degree, or it's going to be absorbed. All those things, if you think about the way sound is moving, is the same way. The main force of that speaker is going to try to come your direction, but as it does, and this is just my way of thinking, is going to vibrate off push every other atom, and they're all going to make their own little, let's say I tell you a story, you tell Tom a story, Tom tells somebody else a story. By the time that story gets to the last person, it's going to be distorted, wrong, or way off base, right? Same thing with music, I'm guessing. These are just analogies I'm giving you to show you where I think I'm at. So I went to the store and bought these CDs, and they had these beautiful, beautiful birch drawers. I don't know what the hell these drawers would have been for. They're built like tanks. And I paid $8 a piece. And the first thing I thought was, I can take these, and instead of trying to build a box to make some kind of absorption, which I'm not for, I think that exciting the sound is better than absorbing the sound. I'm sure there's need to absorb the sound, but these boxes are quite lovely. I mean, and they're already built. So for $8, how can I beat that? So I got two of them. But something I've always wanted to try was a La Scala effect for the bass on my corn walls. So when I came home, I took these boxes and I put them in front of the corn walls. I put them a foot, then then I put them in front of the Dunleavys, then I laid them sideways, and they like everything you do, it's going to change the sound. So I was screwing around all day. I mean, this is not a, if you really get into this is not a lazy man's hobby. You might get to sit down and enjoy it at night, but if you got an idea, you're going to get up and start doing it. So anyways, what I did, now mind you, again, I am not a bass freak. I don't need a lot of bass. As I put these, I'm going to have to get up to show you. But I put these like this in front of my chair. That's all I did was put them like that. Let me pull this out too, because this comes into play too. This stupid shit like this is the stuff I think about. That's just a box. I'll put these boxes right here, and I was playing around with positioning for a while, but I was thinking the reflection off of these speakers would probably, come up to right about here and then bounce on the ground and then come this way. And that's when I got this epiphany about, sound doesn't really just move like that. It's just exploding outwards, and every atom that it touches is exploding that until it finally loses energy and dies down. And that's how I believe it to be. It's not just directional. I mean, maybe the main force can be, but the majority of it is spreading it out and weakening. So I put these here, and what I noticed immediately when I got into this point was that my center point, which is always there, the singer became even more up front. And all I'm really doing, I think, is I'm blocking out that bass that's coming directly at me and allowing me to hear the other tones better. That's what I'm thinking. Now that stupid box that's right over here, I meant to bring that up last week. You want a bass trap? Get a box. Throw it behind your speakers. You don't need to, unless you need the cosmetic, if it gives you a thrill to buy, something for several $100s and put it up there, do it. I'd rather spend several $100s on my system or CDs. But I put that box over here when I'm playing symphony music, because there shouldn't be a lot of bass coming from your left side, and it does change it, and it cuts the bass that I get on the left side. You can believe me or you don't have to believe me. I'm just sharing information with you. So this has already gotten way too long, but I was pretty excited about my findings this week, especially with these drawers. And I started thinking about, that analogy I gave you, and especially the earthquake one, because that really does, to me, and these are the things I need for me to clarify them in my brain. So with that done, that's how I got to these drawers way back here, realizing that, okay, now the bass is just going around me, except for the subwoofer, which is right in front of me. Now that's a direct line. That wave is supposed to be, damn near 20 feet long, so I don't know. I'm hearing bass as much as I want to hear. Again, I don't need a lot of bass. And also, maybe I would like to hear it, but I can't physically. Again, I'm at 60 hertz up to 8,000. That's my spectrum. So that's what I learned this week. and it's helped. What am I going to do with these boxes? I'm not sure that I'm going to leave them here, but it certainly changed how I was thinking about this. And I hope it helps you. All you can do is try, right? Finally, I'm just going to say this. This has been a week of negativities, especially not so much on my little channel, but on other people's channels. I don't know why a person would feel that they have to berate anybody that's... I only listen to people that are trying to help you. I don't need someone that's trying to sell me something. I don't need that at all. I don't want it. I don't care. My system is pretty much complete. There's nothing much more you can sell me. Unless you can prove to me that's going to help me. And most of the influencers won't prove shit because they're afraid that they're going to, lose the revenue on their content by playing some kind of music when they can right now create their own damn music. There's a program out there that will create their own song, and they can do that, but they're just not going to do it. My thing here is to help you, not to help you, but to get you to remember something else and maybe enjoy something else. And also, what my family doesn't even realize is that when I put these videos up, especially with the music, these are reference points for me. I now have logged in where my speakers have been. I can hear how they sound, and yes, I can hear how they sound. I don't want to hear nothing that I can't hear. I got shitty hearing, and on my Bravia 8, I can hear the difference in sound. So this is beneficial to me. But these people have been getting attacked, and I was telling my wife, I'm not in the mood for this. I come down here to hide from the world. I don't like this world the way it is right now. So, in fact, I'm even seeing that in the music that I listen to, there's less words being spoken in the music that I'm enjoying. More instrumentals. So just be kind. I know my channel is doing it, but I made some posts on Facebook, which I normally don't do. But if somebody puts up like in the pages that I follow, if they put up a song that of their stereo system playing, and and I don't care what their stereo system is. It's nice to them. It's what they own. It's what they can afford, or what they've decided to afford. Not everybody feels they need to spend their whole budget on a stereo system. As for me, I don't know that I can get any better with my ears without spending a sizable amount of money. Is there something I want? Yeah, there's two things I can think of right now. I'd like to have a Luxman integrated amp or a tube amp, just because of their sheer beauty. But that's all it is. This Advanced Paris. Oh, the Advanced Paris. If you like this Advanced Paris, this is the PlayStream 7. It's never been on sale. All the other units have gone on sale in the last year and a half. This one has never been on sale until now because it's being discontinued. This is the only thing they've made that they've never put on sale. That says something. I love it. There's a video out there. I must have had either 10 or 12 speakers running off this system at the same time. It was a wall of sound. Those warning lights never came on. You could understand the song, but was it enjoyable? No. But it just proved the guts of that unit. So I just wanted to share that too, that thing is for sale. I know that I'm responsible for 2 units being sold so far. So, or at least people told me they bought, 2 different people told me they bought this based on what they saw here. Which I didn't make this system, I'm just glad I could share it, because there's very few places that you can go and review it. Hey, It's 30 minutes in, way too long. I hope I got it all in. I hope it was understandable. Take care.